Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We continue with chapter 3. Lord Krishna is still answering Arjuna's question. It's very good to remember the format of the dialogue. It clarifies for us, how Lord Krishna is answering our concerns. If we understand that this is the answer to Arjuna's question, we will understand that this teaching is here to answer our concerns. So Arjuna was asking Lord Krishna in the opening verses of chapter 3, you told me such beautiful things about the yoga of wisdom that this will take me to supreme bliss. And now you're telling me go fight this war, which sounds like the opposite. It is a terrible action. Arjuna uses the word terrible, this terrible action. So why are you sending me to do it? And Lord Krishna was explaining to Arjuna the path of karma yoga, that through dharmic action that follows the rules of dharma that we explained in the previous verses, and is done selflessly, one grows spiritually until knowledge dawns. So this is another way to reach the same thing. I'm not giving you an inferior product. I'm just giving you the product, the practice that is suitable for you. And now we saw that in verse 20, Lord Krishna was leading us to the next subject. First he was telling Arjuna, it is not a theoretical thing. I'm giving you concrete examples, Janaka and others, concrete examples of people who through the path of karma yoga reached the supreme. Those people were active in the world. They did not live, they did not renounce, they did not become forest dwellers. And now Lord Krishna is continuing. And to understand what he's saying, also one more thing to remember was that at a certain point, Arjuna told Lord Krishna, this was still in the opening part, in the part of Arjuna's despair, he was telling Krishna, it's better for me to leave the battlefield and live on alms, to beg, to be a renunciate, than to fight this war. And what he was intending to say is that this war is a terrible action, and it's something that is wrong, and he knows that it's wrong to kill one's relatives and teachers and everything. And he's not going to do that. And in chapter 2, Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna, if you do that, people will not think, Arjuna is such a moral person. He's so caring, he's so considerate, he's so highly evolved spiritually that he understood that violence is not the answer for anything, and he left the battlefield. And Lord Krishna is telling him, no, they will not see it like that. You will not be setting an example of compassion and of morality. Everybody will say you are a coward. And this Lord Krishna told Arjuna in chapter 2, everybody will say you are a coward. And again, perspective. It is a righteous war. All the efforts to instill peace were done. Everything was tried. Even Lord Krishna himself was trying to negotiate some peace agreement, and in end it ended up with Duryodhana, the leader of the Kaurava, putting Lord Krishna in jail. And no progress in the peace negotiations. So it is a righteous war. If it's not fought, the the world will be in the hands of highly adharmic people. People who do not follow Dharma, people who will destroy the whole society, will make everything not sustainable. Because remember, Dharma is that which sustains. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have a duty to do. You are the leader of the army here, you need to fight the war. You are the bravest warrior on the Pandava side. You have to fight this war. And if you will go away because you're not comfortable with this situation, and there is no argument that the situation is very, very, very unfortunate. This is why there were so many attempts to avoid it. But once it became unavoidable, your job is to fight this war. And if you will just get up and leave, you will not be perceived as someone of high morality, of someone of high compassion. You will just be perceived as a coward. And why this is so important, remember, Lord Krishna is not trying to offend Arjuna. This is a teaching for all of us. Why is it so important that Arjuna will not be perceived as a coward? After all, Lord Krishna is not trying to inflate Arjuna's ego, right? He's not trying to tell him, oh, what you want is for everybody to say how brave you are, how great you are, maybe to worship you a little bit. None of this. Lord Krishna is not trying to inflate Arjuna's ego. This is not the way of the spiritual teacher. Why then is Lord Krishna still telling Arjuna, if you go away, people will just think you are a coward? Understanding all this, we can understand better why this verse is here. Whatsoever a great man does, that other men also do. Whatever he sets up as the standard, that the world, mankind, follows. And in the next teaching, we will dig deeper into this verse and see what the teaching is here. So, please join us. Om Shanti.